The optic I want to talk about right now is this one power prismatic from Gideon Optics called the Advocate. It's sitting on a 9mm Scorpion pistol caliber carbine. Actually makes a pretty good match here, although under the circumstances I'd probably try to mount it a little bit lower. But even as is, if you're looking to present, it's actually not bad at all. Right? It works nicely, and the gun maintains good balance. And if you're getting old, prismatics do work really, really well. This is probably going to be the shortest review of my life because, in a very weird way, there's not a ton to say. It's a well-built one power prismatic. It's relatively inexpensive. I think it's under $300. The battery seems to last for quite a long time. It does have the shake awake switch, keeps the battery running. I forgot to turn it off a while back. Sat there just fine for a while because it was sitting there not moving. Eyepiece is adjustable, so you can get this set up for your eyes. The reticle is etched, and it's basically black segmented circle with a fairly large triangle in the middle. The circle is about 100 MOA diameter, I think 97 inner, about 8 MOA thick lines, and the triangle in the center is 12 MOA tall. The reticle in many ways is one of the things that makes this one of my favorite, probably at least the ones I like the most, one power prismatics on the market today, because it is just a unity power, because it is just 1x. I don't need that much out of it, right? I'm not going to do long range shooting with it. I don't need a ton of holdover, maybe a little bit here and there, not too much. I basically need to be able to shoot quickly at comparatively close ranges, and once in a blue moon doing hostage drill or something, I can use the tip of the triangle to go fast. And I have 4 different one power prismatics on hand right now that I'm looking at. And one of the things I'm finding is that for just shooting, I think I like this reticle. I have a couple from Primary Arms, but have a large horseshoe and a chevron in the middle. And I have one from Swamp Fox, where is again there's a large circle, and there's like an arrow arrangement in the middle that works fairly nicely. But in many ways, this is, if you just want to go and shoot, I like this one. The big solid triangle is seriously quick to pick up, and when I am doing multiple targets and transition drills, I really like it. The field of view is pretty good. I think it's just under 80 foot and 100 yards, 79 or something like that. It is very, very similar to all the other competing prismatics. On this gun, the way it is right now, it is mounted a little bit further forward than optimal because of the rear sight. And despite that, with the stock reasonably well extended, my eye position is very flexible, right? It's not quite like a red dot or holographic, but I have a lot of room where I can put my eye and still see the side picture. If you collapse the stock, right, and oftentimes, and here I have full side picture, I see the sharp edges of the field of view. As I start backing off a little bit, so here I see almost full picture, right? And I go all the way out. Now I think I'm losing just a little bit of the field of view, but the reticle is still sharp. So in terms of longitudinal forgiveness, this scope has very, very nice eye box. I pulled off all the covers and all this sort of stuff. This is not a scope where I worry too much about damaging it. And as just an alternative to red dots or holographics, where you're not going to spend a ton of money, especially if you have astigmatism, this looks like an excellent option for me. I've got this adjusted to my eye, and it just works beautifully. If I were to make a guess, I think this is probably the same OEM that makes the Swamp Fox Raider. Optically, they look very, very similar to me. The image quality is very nicely adjusted. Distortion is minimal. Field of view is more or less the same. Eye forgiveness is very similar. This is a very well adjusted, well calibrated, and inexpensive unity power prismatics. The mount, I think, is compatible with Aimpoint Micro, so there's a ton of different mounts you can put this on. This is a mount that came from Gideon. I have not tried to change it. The height is a little bit better for ARs than for the Scorpion, where, you know, there's a little bit of drop. But honestly, I'm not really struggling whether I'm shooting more traditional or straight on. I'm really not struggling at all with finding the side picture. All in all, I really have to admit this was a very, very enjoyable sight to test. And the simplicity of the reticle, maybe I'm getting older or something, the simplicity of the reticle speaks to me. I like relatively complicated reticles as we go high in magnification, but on unity power, this is probably one of the better balanced reticles that I've seen in a while.